Mike, turn your games down.
We're a movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's gonna commit more crimes because they want to commit revenge with me tonight?
I'm Tiffany Albertin, and yep, that's all I got.
Hey everybody, it's Kenneth Sanity, and I have one question for you. Who broke your balls?
And this is Bill from A Gamer Looks at 40, and revenge is a dish best served Korean, I guess? Sure, that's what I'll go with.
That was good.
That was good. Well done.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
So we are here tonight to talk about I Saw the Devil, a South Korean action thriller film. I know I said horror somewhere.
And action horror films?
I'm sure there are. We don't have them, but I'm sure there are. And they're all propaganda. But yeah. Directed by Kim Jin-woon, written by Park Hoon-jung, and came out originally in 2010. I didn't even know this movie existed till somebody put it on a Discord chat and a suggestion, and somebody picked it for a Patreon poll, and then people voted for it.
Somebody also watched another movie by this director.
Mm-hmm.
Tale of Two Sisters.
Oh.
And I believe I mentioned that during that episode. So
I'm sure you did. We just didn't pay attention. I liked that movie.
You did. I did not. Yeah, you are right. Yeah. Huh.
You didn't believe it?
No, I did believe him, but I didn't realize.
You
I
had
was
to
like,
look it up.
I looked up just to see his work in general. All right. So I had my second Korean movie to ever watch on this podcast. All right. I do find it funny that both are from the same director, though, now.
we got to get you branching out, boy.
Hey, you're branching me out, too. I'm excited.
You guys are getting me to watch different movies.
I can't do that unless it's for the podcast, and I think that's fucking rude. I have to make sure. I have to make sure there's no beheadings, no skin coming off, not too much blood.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of violence in my movies, apparently.
Oh yeah, Bill and I have made him watch so many movies in his free time.
Yeah, I know. This is we are really just this. I call it's expanding your horizons. It's been a multi-year project, and I think it's borne some good fruit. This movie. I'm curious if you like this, Mike Albertin.
Oh.
What was your take on I Saw the Devil? Okay.
I'll say that. I'm gonna go memories. I didn't even know this movie existed or anything about it, and I went into it completely blind.
Same.
Ken, what is your history with this film?
I saw this movie back when I was younger, maybe like 2014, 2015, something like that. I knew it was the same director as Tale of Two Sisters, so I was like, ooh, I gotta watch this. And it's one of those times when I can clearly note a before I watched this movie and after I watched this movie.
Okay, I find that interesting.
Did you?
It sticks with you.
It does.
It does.
I didn't know this movie existed until I was asked to be on it, and I said, yeah, sure, I like talking about things. Really glad I did. I didn't realize it was the same director as Tale of Two Sisters, so now I want to see more of this guy's stuff because I think this is great. I think this is great, and we will discuss in detail, I'm sure. Yeah, this is great, and I was very affected by it. I walked away thinking a lot about that. Thinking a lot about it, which for a revenge movie doesn't really happen that often. You know, revenge is a very kind of, I was thinking about today how a revenge movie is at its core exploitive because we want to see the good guy win and the bad guy lose. That's just part of human existence, right? So revenge movies are great because it's fun watching the good guy win and the bad guys lose, but this is very, very different. And I love how much this made me think.
And Ken, before I go too far, what's the plot of this movie?
Oh, I'd be happy to tell you.
Please do.
Killer Jang Kyung-chul is about to have just the worst couple of weeks. His latest victim was the daughter of a police chief and the fiancé of an NIS operative. Agent Kim Soo-hyun has vowed to revisit all the pain his departed lover felt onto Kyung-chul, and with 2 weeks off work, has nothing better to do than keep his promises. As Soo-hyun continues his voyage of destruction, Kyung-chul ratchets up his own viciousness as both he and Soo-hyun are locked into a game of cat and mouse where one may die, but no one will truly win.
Let's go. All right.
That's very accurate.
Loved it. That's fantastic. You nailed it. And you are very good at this, sir.
Thank you.
You continue talking here. So my cat is very angrily just throwing things off of a table right now. Give me 1 second.
Oh, so there's actually one movie from this director I sort of know of, The Last Stand.
Oh, the Arnold one, right?
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I remember seeing like advertisements for it back when it came out in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm surprised that we ended up doing 2 movies by this director, which was not planned by me, but hey.
He also did another great movie called A Bittersweet Life. It's
Korean.
Yep, it's more of an action movie. Same guy that stars in this one, Lee Byung-hun. Very good. People who like Korean stuff might recognize him most recently in his star turn in the Squid Game show.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
recognize
Played
him.
Frontman.
I still have yet to see season 3.
Oh,
He's in
so
part
good.
B.
Pretty much, yes.
It
Oh,
got spoiled to me who wins.
I just don't want to
It
right now.
wasn't-
the ending was a little bit of a letdown, but Lee Byung-hun as frontman, just great. I just loved watching him. He's
I
great.
thought it was cool that I recognized somebody in this movie. I did think that was cool.
The killer also may look a little familiar, maybe not to you, but to some of our listeners. The killer, Jang Kyung-chul, is played by Choi Min-sik, who also played in a little movie called Old Boy.
Yep.
I have never seen Old Boy, but people have talked about it. Like, I know it's one of those movies that I should watch and cover.
You probably wouldn't like it.
It doesn't
I
mean
like
I
it.
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't cover it.
He
It's
doesn't like
hard.
a lot of the movies.
It's hard like this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, this was a little rough, but it wasn't. This was no Martyrs.
Oh, no, nothing.
I
I was gonna
didn't
ask.
want to
Yeah.
turn off the movie. Martyrs is the one movie where I wanted to text Ken and say, fuck this.
Wow. You were out. I do need to see it because I'm in a better headspace now to see things like this.
You don't need to see it.
I do
You
want
can
to see
skip
it.
that
I wanna-
movie. That's okay.
I
Don't
do
ever watch
see
it in
it.
your life. That's fine.
You should.
It's a fine choice. That's a good choice.
I want to watch it just so I can listen to the episode and enjoy your reactions.
I mean, you'll catch things as a guy who's recorded with me a lot. And yeah, then that's not normal for me. So I think it's a good episode. It needs more downloads because I suffered from my art. But yeah. No, I mean, this movie isn't like that. I mean, this is. I mean, I want to say this is considered a horror movie depending on where you go, because I know I saw horror under this movie, maybe not in Wikipedia, but I have seen people say this was a horror movie at times, and it is a little different. Like, I know, Ken, you say this a lot. You know, it's horror man. I think it's the term you use.
Well, normally the difference, at least to me, between horror and thriller is in horror, something is chasing our protagonist. In thriller, our protagonist is chasing something.
Ah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And I think this counts as both horror and thriller because I don't think our protagonist is who you think it is.
Not really. And that's what I think is so fascinating about this, because again, like I don't watch a ton of revenge movies. I've seen the first John Wick. I haven't seen any of the other ones. I don't think I've seen any of the Taken movies. And the reason is that revenge.
I like the first Taken movie.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it at some point. I don't remember. But see, because revenge is a selfish act intrinsically. Revenge means I feel bad, so I want you to feel bad in return. And what I think is fascinating about this movie is, you're right, Ken. There is the line between antagonist and protagonist is extremely blurred because both are leading body counts. Both are, and it's a very interesting movie. I love the way they describe cat and mouse because that is exactly right. I didn't think of that as I was watching it, but it's definitely got this cat and mouse kind of idea. And I really just love how much this made me think about the nature of revenge.
I think the main difference between this movie and other revenge movies, like, you know, your John Wicks, Taken, those I would classify more as revenge fantasy.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because the
Mhm.
hero wins, doesn't suffer, you know, any ill effects except maybe some bumps and bruises, but ultimately achieves what he wants to do.
Right.
This movie, I feel like, shows the more realistic side of revenge, and there's not a lot of movies out there that do that. The only other one I can think of is Jeremy Saulnier's Blue Ruin.
Oh yeah, Blue Ruin's a really good. Yep, that's a great example. I love Blue Ruin.
And that's another realistic revenge movie.
Yep.
So, like, I like this type of revenge movie, the one where, like, yes, revenge is a narcissistic act, and you suffer through it.
Right.
There is a quote often attributed to Confucius that says, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Meaning that, obviously you'll get your revenge, but also you'll have killed a part of yourself as well.
And what I really love about this movie, especially, is that he has an opportunity to complete his vengeance in the first hour, like 45 minutes, when he's standing over, Konchui. I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm sorry. He's standing over Konchui with the rock in his hand. He can complete it, but he chooses at that moment. I could do the same thing you did to my fiance because you made her suffer, but I'm going to make you continue to suffer because I'm suffering. And that's the point when he turns, and now it becomes about him and his suffering. And that is fascinating and interesting because you're right. Neither of these two are any good. They're all driven by different evils. One is intrinsically evil, just a awful human being, bad person. The other one becomes an awful bad person in his quest to stave off grief, in his quest to stave off his real feelings about what happens, and to just anesthetize himself with this idea of, hey, I'm going to keep you alive so I can torture you for as long as humanly possible. It's brutal.
I mean, it's a bad decision.
It is. This movie is full of bad decisions. What I'm hearing from you, Bill, is that Kyung-chul's punishment must be more severe.
Yeah, gosh, this must be more severe. Yes, I nicely done.
When we got to the part when he confronts the killer, I paused the TV to look at it, and I saw 50 minutes. This is like a 2.5-hour movie. I'm like, that's not what I expected. Because I was expecting for him to be hunting him for 2 hours, not, here. I'm like, I'm confused.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. The first time you watch this, it is not what you expect.
No.
Because Hollywood has raised us up to say, okay, he's going to go hunt the killer down, and there's going to be close calls, and eventually he's going to catch him. You're expecting a detective story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This ain't that.
No.
At all.
No, and I mean, this is a unique movie. It really is. Like, you're talking really about revenge films, and like John Wick is a movie that people love and talk about. I've only seen the first one. I don't remember anything much about it. But like that, from what I remember of John Wick, I mean, that's more like he's a hero, and it's like a video game movie where he goes and kills a ton of people and gets to the final boss. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Like, this movie's much more realistic of that idea. Like, it didn't take him that long to find the guy.
Well, I think what's interesting is that if he had just let justice take its course, and that's another whole topic about justice and the nature of it, they probably would have found him. Maybe his face was one of their 4 suspects. This guy was one of the 4 suspects.
Here's the thing. And the international version cut this out. There's 2 versions of this movie. There's an international version and a Korean version, which had to be substantially cut down, re-edited, but somehow is longer in order to meet the ratings board.
Right.
And in order to make that movie longer, they put in scenes that were shot and taken out of the international version. Like the one where you find out that Soo-hyun, the agent, is listening to cop calls. Like, he's bugged their phones.
Oh.
I see. That's not in the version I saw. No.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's hard to find the Korean version outside of Korea.
How did you find it?
I have it on Blu-ray.
Nice. Very nice.
How many copies of this do you have?
Only, well, technically 2. I have it on Blu-ray and I have it on digital. But the Blu-ray was actually a release from Umbrella Entertainment. Really great version of this a couple years ago. Very beautiful.
Very nice.
Came with a nice book and everything.
Really? Cool. Read all about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm okay with you. I'm more okay with you owning 2 copies of this movie. I'm like, this makes sense. And you have 2 copies of Martyrs. And I'm just like, why? Why?
Well, if we're counting digital, I have 3 copies of Martyrs.
We are.
This is a very interesting movie, and what I really enjoyed about it, which is crazy because it's not a movie you like enjoy. It's not a fun time at the cinema.
No,
really, it's not. And this is and it's funny because I was reading reviews about this. After I was done with it, and I was just reading some reviews, and I heard so many critics talking about how horrible it is. And yes, it's very violent. It's one of the most brutal movies you'll ever see. And I'm thinking, it's emotionally brewing. This is sad. Like, this is an extremely sad movie because you're watching a good person turn bad in pursuit of something that's not going to bring his fiance back. It's not going to bring his unborn daughter back. Like, nothing he's doing here is going to heal. What he needs to do is just go home and grieve. Just as hard as that is, right? He needs to do the work of grieving, and he chooses, and that's why the ending shot, and by the way, this movie is crafted so beautifully. This is such a beautifully shot and designed movie. Even the opening scene with the snow falling down is just sensational. I mean, this is a gorgeously made movie with all the brutality and all the violence and all the stuff. It's still, the pacing is sensational. The editing is great. There's these wonderful little jump scare moments, and the tension is ratcheted. It's a marvelously made movie. It's just beautifully made. So I saw so many even like critics say, like, comparing it to torture porn, and I'm like, that's not it. This is not in the same genre. It's not. You need to see the horrible things happening because it's depending on, it's supporting the theme. It's not just, hey, let's show someone getting their arms chopped off because that's fun. Isn't gore fun? None of this is fun. None of this is a good time, and then just made me really think. And poof, it was amazing how misunderstood this was, I think, upon release too. Because a lot of reviews I read were up at the time. And I think this was really misunderstood by a lot of critics as well. Just seeing.
I was going to say, I don't like playing the, they didn't get it card.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, movies aren't like that. Art isn't like that.
No, you're right.
There's a lot of different possible things. But when I read some of these reviews, I also went through the reviews, and I'm seeing these low reviews, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like, they didn't get it though.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
missed the point. Yeah.
This is, it's pretty surface level.
It is, because even I got the point. Like, I mean, it's hammered into your head. I mean, I missed the last movie we watched by him. I didn't understand anything that was happening. A Tale of Two Sisters. This movie, I got it. Like, it makes it very clear by him not murdering the guy or just doing his fucking job and be like, I found the serial killer. Here's enough evidence. Take him away. No, we're not. We're just going to torture him and let him murder other people because we're a dumbass.
Well, it's not because he's a dumbass, because he's so consumed in his own grief, in his own sadness. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
No, I was mostly talking to Mike.
He's just enjoying listening to us right now.
Yeah, I am.
Go for it, Tiff. If you had the same thought.
Yeah, I told Mike he was grief stricken, and then when you said it, I was like,
I'm not. It's somebody going about things the complete wrong way, and again, like we've talked about, revenge is a very attractive thing because it's very rare to see a movie. Blue Ruin's a great example of that. Ken, that's another movie I absolutely adore, and because it's very realistic. Revenge is messy. Revenge is an intrinsically kind of selfish act, and it doesn't work. It doesn't end up well for anybody involved.
And this movie really shows that, where like the more popular ones, Taken, John Wick. I mean, he's a hero from what I remember from both those movies. This guy is far from a hero. Like,
this guy's towing a line.
Yeah, because it's one thing to hunt down the killer, or this. I'm just going to call the guy the serial killer because I can't say that name. I'm not going to try.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And like, it's a different thing. It's one thing to have your whole movie where he's trying to get to the guy, he just keeps missing him. It's a different thing when he purposely makes the choice to put other people at risk just to inflict harm on one person, but completely disregarding all the other people that are harmed because of it. What happens in this movie? I mean, eventually his what soon would have been father-in-law and his sister-in-law both get brutally murdered.
Did the law die?
Do they die though? Because
the sister is dead.
Breathing.
100%.
Is the sister dead? I couldn't.
You see her body in an alley wrapped in a blanket.
It's an alley. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
You threw her in an alley. You don't get like a.
She was like wrapped in a blanket and like her head wasn't covered or anything.
Oh, she's dead. They say there's a line about her being dead in the movie, I think.
Hey, thank you very much.
No, it's very small. Like, I was expecting it to be like he was going to go to a place and the woman was going to be there and be like tortured or something of that nature. I thought the movie was going. No, we're going to show you a 1-second scene of her in the alley. Go, look, she's dead. Let's move on now. And that's it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's all they matter to Kyung Chul.
Yep.
They mean nothing except what they can do to this guy who's been pissing them off the whole movie.
I mean, but it also makes sense. I mean, a serial killer in a sense, I want to say, is a predator, is a hunter. And what happens when you corner a wild animal? They attack, and that's kind of what this movie is. He corners him. He brings the spotlight onto him. A serial killer is usually a creature that lurks in the shadows because once you're in, especially, in our current world, they know your name, know who you are. You're not going to get away. It's not like in the old days where you could just go to a different town and change your name. Like, oh, we don't know who you are, John Smith. But it's like, doesn't work that way. So I think that's also an interesting point of this movie is to show like what happens when you corner a predator.
I'm just trying to figure out what he thought was going to happen. And I understand he wanted to like torture him and whatever, but did he think he wasn't going to fight back and he was going to hide in a corner?
I don't think he anticipated, because he has the tracker, he just anticipated that he'd be able to keep track of him, I guess.
Not anymore.
Well, and also he does say, I underestimated you. Like, he does admit,
Okay.
I underestimated you. I didn't. You're right. He does admit that he underestimated Kunchul. So I don't know. It's oof. And so all the violence and all the brutal stuff and all the gross stuff, it all leads to this theme. Right. And I think you really have to see all that stuff. And the director makes some really smart choices in what he shows and what he doesn't show. And yeah, this is a great, very well made movie.
I agree.
So, Mike,
Yes.
I want to ask this seriously. What do you think about the actions of Soo Hyun? What do you think? They're awful?
They're awful. I mean, so that's the agent, correct?
Yes.
They're awful because, one, he has a duty to his country to, I mean, he's not a cop, but close. I mean, he's part of the CIA, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
Still, he's letting a serial killer on the loose, and because of him, more murders are happening in a sped up table versus just putting this guy in prison and stopping the murders by antagonizing him, by doing all these things that he's doing when he has the ability to stop it. In my opinion, that almost makes him, well, no, not almost, it makes him worse because he has the ability to stop it and he doesn't. In my understanding of serial killers, I mean, they're awful people, but they can't control themselves or they choose not to. And this guy was doing the same thing. Instead of stopping the situation, he's just letting this man run amok when he had all the tools to just end this.
All right. Now, I'm going to say 2 words, and I want you to think about them very deeply. Jason Todd.
Wait, who's Jason?
Robin.
Oh, that's what I thought.
You have just described Batman, Mike.
You are correct. I did.
Wow.
That was good.
Wow.
I really do.
He's grounded.
Like, this is
And I also think
basically-
Batman makes mistakes too all the time, and he should put down, arrest his villains, or he does arrest his villains, but they keep breaking out of jail. But yes,
Yeah,
They're not.
this is Batman versus the Joker. Like, it really is.
I thought that too while watching this, actually. Early on.
If you guys are more into Batman, I never clued in.
That's okay.
I hate Batman.
Well, we have to be. It's the year of Batman.
It is the year of Batman.
We made it the year of Batman on the podcast, yes.
Oh, good. I'm so glad I haven't been invited to any of that.
No. You weren't interested.
Didn't ask me.
I know better.
I like the Harley Quinn movie, though.
Let's not go there.
That's a good movie, though.
The one she's talking about is the animated one, Batman and Harley Quinn.
Because I had no context, no source material, and I liked it.
Not
Okay.
the Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. No, that's a good movie. That's not the one she's referring to.
Well, that's what I thought she was referring to. Never mind. Anyway,
I know. That's why I had to correct you quickly.
Shut up, all of you.
the scene in the river was just, when they find the head, was just beautiful and heart-wrenching
Mhm.
and poetic in some ways. Like, it was such an amazing scene. And like, when I first saw this movie, that was the moment that I was like, okay, I don't care what happens in this movie, I am in. I want to see
Same.
more of this.
Yeah, when they discover the head, there's so much going on in that moment. One of my favorite moments is when the agent, and again, because I'm going to mess up the name, and I don't want to keep doing that. When the agent realizes what's happened, and there's this like sensationalist, everyone's running to take pictures of the head, and the media, and the guy who discovers it doesn't keep it under his hat. He goes, head, and everyone just starts running. And what I love is there's a shot of him slowly realizing what this means with these camera bulbs flashing on his face. I was like, yes, give me all this subtext. I love it. It's incredible. It's incredible. That is an amazing moment. I agree. That was a big moment for me where I was like, oh my gosh, this is okay. Here we go. I'm really into everything this guy's doing.
And I know we've talked a lot about Suit Agent so far, but I want to kind of go back to Kyung Chul, the killer. There's just something about him that just makes you want to watch him.
Yep,
Like,
he's very interesting.
He's horrible. He's a monster, but you just can't look away. He's so calm and natural.
Matter of fact.
Yeah, killing people is as easy to him as breathing is to the rest of us who don't have COVID.
He's an excellent villain in that he's never over the top. Even when he's at his most crazed, it's still a very restrained performance. He's very detached, and this whole movie has an air of detachment to it, which Tale of Two Sisters kind of does too. It feels very detached, like we're just watching these things unfold without any real sensationalizing, even in the midst of crazy sensationalizing, like the cannibal friend and all of these really out there violent things. It still has this almost like police procedural rhythm to it, yet we have these horrible things happening. So it has this very very detached, and I appreciate that because that allows us, the viewer, to make our own decisions about these two main characters.
That cannibal scene is a little rough.
So the killer, does he kill these women for his friend to eat them?
No, I don't think so. I think that's and that's another thing you can think about, because if the agent didn't go after and didn't do all this, no one would have found the cannibal people. They would probably still be chewing away on and stocking the fridge and all that. Yeah.
I mean, that fridge was just one family that they murdered.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there's comments in the movie, also YouTube, but there's comments that he makes that if he would have just let us in nicely, maybe this wouldn't have happened to you. This would have happened no matter what. But there's comments that he makes about how I killed your sister and now I'm going to kill you. Or there's he doesn't say it like that, but he says something about it. It's not their home. They attacked somebody, murdered them, and then they were just living there for the time being.
Do you decide to look for these people?
I mean, I'm assuming. I mean, we don't know how long it's been. It might have been only a few days, and sometimes it takes a while. People realize something you're missing. I mean, shit doesn't normally take that long, so my guess is it hasn't been that long that he's been there. But yes, you are right. Like, that's one case where he stops more murders from happening, but he also doesn't stop him, the killer there. He lets the killer keep going when he has the chances.
Like, that's the thing about the victims. Soo-hyun never helps the victims. Ever. Mm-hmm. He's like, nah. Kyung Chul, right here. Look at me. Doing the eye pointy thing. Like, fingers to his eyes, doing that thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no, keep your attention here. Don't worry about that woman over there. I'm here now. And like, he never helps them.
No, you're right. Like, in the first scene where he attacks him in the greenhouse, there's that woman that he's about to rape, and he doesn't untie. You don't see a scene of him untying her.
He just sort of crawls out of the grave and goes away.
And you see her kind of sitting there looking at him, and he hasn't helped her at all. He's too focused on...
But he does stop him. He technically saves a couple of people.
Yes, but the idea of the movie...
Save them, though.
Yes, he's not trying to save them.
Yeah, you're correct.
I mean, yes, his actions do save them. He's the opposite of Batman and Batman Begins. I can save you, but I don't have to want to. So,
right.
And like, it's absolutely wild that this is supposed to be our quote unquote hero.
Right.
Which is why I'm of the mindset that Kyung Chul is actually the protagonist in this movie.
I don't know if I would go that far. I would probably say I think they're both different sides of the same evil, right? One, again, is intrinsically evil, is already too far gone. Given enough time and rope, the agent would become King Chul. Like, he would eventually do that because he would continue. He gets into the idea, and they even say that in the movie. He's into the idea of the hunting. The hunt is the fun part, like not the eradication or the killing. That becomes moot and rote at a certain point. It's the hunting is what Kim Chul's into, and what the agent begins getting into as well is the hunt, which is why he keeps catching and releasing. It's like fishing. He's like just keeps catching and releasing, and there's a cruelty to that. So I don't know if I would say there are different sides of the same evil. One is just more open with it and has been doing it longer. The other one is just getting a taste of how this will prevent him from having to actually deal with the horror of his fiance and comes to learn unborn child dying.
That was rough.
It's so sad. And again, every time, another thing I noticed, and I as I was going through it, I wasn't trying to keep track. I feel like I think Kang Chul, again, the killer, we'll just call him, he never lies. But our hero, he is constantly lying to get around things. It had a very No Country for Old Men, like a very morality kind of thing, where again where Kunchul believes in what he's doing because he's got this twisted sense of right and wrong. And our protagonist, which again I don't believe is a protagonist either, he's Breaking Bad. He's like Walter Whiting in this through the course of this movie.
That's okay. Like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The way I like to think about this movie is at the beginning, you have Kyung Chul, who is a slasher in a slasher movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once Agent gets his picture and figures out, those roles swap. Now, Soo Hyun is the slasher, and Kyung Chul is the final girl in a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, because the agent is hunting him throughout most of the movie. Like, he's just playing with his food, essentially, for lack of a better metaphor.
Yeah, and like most of the focus is on Kyung Chul living his day to day until Soo Hyun shows up to fuck up the shop and then runs away again.
Yeah, it's a very good point. All he's doing is hanging out with his cannibal bros and is just kind of on the road. Yeah, that makes a very interesting point. You really do.
I mean, one time he's just trying to sexually assault the nurse, and he gets hit in the face with a fire extinguisher. But also, that furthers the point. I had to skip that. I skipped that part. I skipped it. I skipped as soon as she started undressing. I'm like, nope, I don't need this part. I know it's gonna happen. And I saw him in the car. I'm like, he's gonna hit him in the face with something. I'm just gonna skip this part. And he waits a little bit too. That's the part where it's showing that he's also a villain, because she's already in the action of things happening before he comes in the room. When he could have came in the room a lot sooner, he chose not to. And that's, because he can hear everything. We find out he has with the microphone, so he knows exactly what's about to happen. He could have came in and stopped it sooner, but he didn't.
But why did he come in sooner?
Because he wanted to catch Kyung Chul off guard.
Oh, shit.
And he wanted to more torture him by...
What?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think how I want to word it, because I don't want to say it the wrong way.
Blue balls.
We'll go with blue balls. That's a more better term than the way I was going to describe things. So, yes. I mean, he wants to take away his satisfaction, essentially, so he lets him almost you almost let the animal have the meat, and then you stop them at the last second type of thing before they can enjoy their meal, their hunt. So, I mean, that's kind of what it is. I mean, there was one scene that made me laugh my ass off in this movie for a dumb reason.
There's a few.
Well, the one with the wrench, because I was really confused when he goes to this random guy's house, which apparently was one of the people that was a suspect, and the guy's watching porn, and the porn is blurred, and it made me laugh because, like, if you ever search the internet for porn, you look at like a lot of Japanese porn, stuff like that, it's always blurred, and it made me laugh my ass off. This movie, it was blurred too, because I'm assuming that's just the country. I don't know. It was a little thing that made me chuckle.
I didn't.
That's a good thing. I spent too much time on the internet, let's just say, over the course of my life. Then I caught that. I went, oh.
Is that? I assume they just blurred it because they can't have pornography on.
I don't know, but if you spend enough time on the internet, Japanese porn is almost always blurred like that.
Yeah, is it really? I have no idea. Yeah,
I know.
I
had no idea. Well, okay. I just assumed it was for the movie.
Me too. I mean, that's what everyone would assume, unless you have a degenerate mind and spend too much time. Yes, like me, spend too much time in places on the internet. So it was a little thing that I got, and it made me chuckle. And the fact that he butts the guy's balls with a wrench was pretty hilarious.
Poor guy. I mean, look, and that's your first clue. He doesn't do any detective work. He just goes down the line. Let me find this guy. Hey, do you recognize this? He goes, no. All right, bang. Now, mind you, these guys have priors, and that, of course, as you know, these guys have obviously done bad things in the past. All that guy is doing is just spending an evening in front of his computer, not bothering anybody, really, right? Like he's not engaging anything criminal, right? But here comes
Depends on what
our
state he's
hero.
in. That might be criminal soon in Texas, the rate they're going. So hey,
very true, very true. this is Korea, but it's a very that's like your first clue. And then the second guy, he just hits him from behind as he's doing a delivery on his bike. Like he's not doing anything.
He runs him over.
Minding his damn business.
He's just driving along and bang and gets hit from behind. What the hell? A bang just starts getting his face punched in.
And
that's your first clue.
Oh, yeah. That scene.
When he's getting the biker?
Yeah, like right after he gets out of the car, that nice steady cam, like almost a oneer where he just kicks that dude in the face. Oh, so good.
One of my favorite shots is that shot inside the car when Kung Chul knifes the two people that the two other. That scene is insanely well done. What a scene that is!
So good. That is like Children of Men level.
Yes,
360 shot. Oh, so good.
And stabbing is not up there with water, but boy is it close, because stabbing is just a animal primal thing that's very scary, and just to have them knifed 30 times each is again very, very scary.
Bill, did you catch that guy wasn't actually the cab driver?
No, yeah, I did. No,
okay.
I caught right away. I knew that they were playing the same game as Kung Chul. But again, now you have two more people off the street that don't need to be there, right? Because they open the trunk and there's somebody in there dead. So they were playing the same game Kung Chul was, right? And
why are there so many bad people in this movie?
It just reminds me of a joke. So, like, dude is driving down the road and he sees a woman hitchhiking. So he stops and picks her up, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Most people wouldn't have stopped for me. Oh, no problem. I'm going that way anyway." And she continues talking like, you took a real gamble. You don't know, some odd percentage of people in this country are serial killers, and you took a real bet. And he's starting to get a little, defensive. Mm-hmm. And she just won't drop it. Like, "Oh, you don't even know. I could just be the killer and you would never know until it was too late." Finally, he turns and looks at her and says, "Look, the odds of two serial killers being in the car at the same time is wild."
Oh, that's great.
And that's exactly what that taxi scene reminded me of.
Yeah. Yeah, that taxi scene is... This movie does play with reality a bit too. There are some things out here that's very movie. Again, that's one of them. Having a cannibal buddy is another one. There are some things in this that are a little silly, but again, it's surrounded by this extremely sad descent into evil that our, again, supposed hero is engaging in. That it's fine. And again, it's fine.
I don't think I'd ever use the word. I mean, yeah, he does start off as a hero, but it doesn't last long.
No,
he doesn't. The second he smashes some poor guy's testicles, and without going through proceeding, he's not the hero anymore. He clearly not. And that's why I was interested when I was reading these reviews. I'm like, did you guys? I could see someone watching this and being like, yeah, this is gross and horrifying, especially that opening scene. It's tough to watch. None of this is easy to watch, and it's not designed to be easy to watch. But there's so much here it makes it okay for me, at least.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, this movie wasn't that. I mean, it was there were times I had to look away, like for some of the murders. I couldn't look, like when he sticks his hands in the guy's mouth and rips his jaw. I was turned away. I was like, nope.
You physically do that though.
I should have used that line as my opening. Let me give you a permanent smiley face. At least that's what the translation said. I'll give you a permanent smiley face. I mean, and I just went, oh, that's really good.
You know how I got these scars?
Yeah, I was going to say, talk about your Joker and Batman comparisons. There you go.
I was just going to say
I thought of that when I was watching that scene. I'm like, somebody might have watched Dark Knight a couple years before this.
Mm-hmm.
That was one scene, the part with the old man when he bashes him in the head with the weight. I had to look away from that one too.
Oh. I watched that one. I witnessed the whole thing in that one. Oof.
That was a hard watch.
I mean, this movie was tough, but there wasn't really a point. There wasn't a point where I wanted to walk away. Like I was going to do this. It wasn't I bought this movie, unfortunately, which I kind of regret a little bit. I paid $10 instead of $2 to rent it, which I would have rather paid. But
And you didn't buy Fifth Element?
so I make dumb decisions sometimes.
What the
Trust me, I was thinking about that when after
Fifth
this.
Element's
That's why I
not
bought the
good.
movie.
Fifth
I
Element's
know,
not
and I
good.
didn't
You don't
buy it.
have
And
to
I
buy
was
the movie.
like, I'll just rent it. And I'm like, man, I should have bought that movie. And then I buy this crap, and I'm like, man, I should have rented this movie.
How
Because I will
fucking
never
are
watch
you?
this again. This
Yeah,
movie's
really.
not crap. I know, movie's
I
not
bet
crap.
you
but this-
will.
I won't watch this again.
This is one
This
of
is
those.
not-
I don't know.
Not
I
my
think
type
I would.
movie.
I think I would watch this again for
I mean,
sure.
I normally
Actually, for
don't
sure, I would.
watch a lot of movies more than once. Usually, when I watch a movie, and other times either like just throw it on as background while I'm editing. No, I don't speak Korean for one thing. So there's that, and I will not watch this dub. I try not unless it's something like Cowboy Bebop where I grew up with it dub. For example, I try to watch stuff in the native language just because I feel like you're gonna miss out on things if you don't.
You miss out on the emotion. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tiff, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I would be curious to watch it in the dub.
I started watching it in the dub version. The reason is I decided, I'm like, you know what? I can deal with ads. I can deal with it. I don't feel like spending $3. So I started watching it on whatever free service, and it was the dubbed. And I'm like, after literally that opening shot with all that snow, and then it goes into the girl, the fiance in the car, and it's in this American voice. And I'm like, no, oh, no. So I rented it. I was like, if I rent it and still American, I'm gonna keep just spending money until I find it in Korean because I don't want to see this. I can tell already just from that opening shot of that snow coming down. I'm like, oh no, this is too good. This is gonna be too good. I want to be able to capture the emotions coming from the actors, like you said in our group chat, Ken. That are so dialed in that I want to capture that emotion. I want to hear what they have to say. I'll read subtitles. I have no problem with that. So I started watching it for free, and then I was like, nah, I'll spend the $3. And luckily, the $3 was extremely well spent.
Yeah, I would have been content with $3 for this. So I
My
mean,
God.
Martyrs.
I'd buy
I'm still
this.
upset. I took my $3.
I'd buy this. I think I'd buy this because it is such a wonderfully crafted movie, and it has so much good subtext to it, and it's so fascinating and interesting. And because it's about characters. At the end of the day, it's really about characters. It's not about the violence. The violence happens, and the grotesque stuff happens, but it's about characters, and it's about grief, and it's about vengeance, and it's about self-medicating through this extreme scenario. And it's so interesting. I was riveted. I was like, I was riveted.
I'm glad. It makes me, I mean, this wasn't my idea to put this movie on the podcast, but I'm always happy when people do something because of the show and then they end up really experiencing a movie or a video game or something that they would have never, might have not crossed their desk otherwise.
I want to see more Korean horror stuff now. I really do. I think I really like this genre.
And probably tell us
I
more.
know. As do I.
I mean, I enjoyed this more than than the other foreign films we watched on this podcast. I will say that. I did enjoy this more than High Tension.
You
I did
enjoyed
too.
most things more than High Tension, though.
Fair.
True.
That strange movie. Why the poster have to tell me to watch that movie? So, and then again, told me to watch Martyrs. No, Martyrs with the torture. For me and the characters. Oh, that's the whole other conversation. But, I mean, this movie doesn't have a whole lot of torture, which was nice too. It has some, so it's less...
But by whose estimation? That's the beautiful thing about revenge. It puts you
By
in
my
the
estimation.
Right.
You're a cannibal.
But it puts it, and that's the other part of revenge is that our quote unquote protagonist, who's not a protagonist, the agent, he is the judge and jury now. He puts himself into the role of judge, jury, and executioner, or almost executioner, obviously. And and that's a bad place to be because you're not good enough to do it. And nobody really is, right? That gets into a little more theological type of conversation, but there are no great judges out there. And that's why we have a justice system where it's supposed to be as impartial as humanly possible. Flawed, sure. I was really thinking about what would happen if he had just took 2 weeks, took a month off, like his boss said. Take a month, take 2 months off, and just not do this. What would be the end result? The end result would probably be they'd probably not catch the guy because he was very thorough in disposing of the different things. He probably would have continued, and eventually he would have gotten his justice. But I kept thinking, what would happen? It wouldn't be a very interesting movie, but what would happen? What would be the natural outcome of this if he had? Yeah, go ahead.
I would say statistically speaking, he would have just kept killing and eventually got caught, like a lot of serial killers do, because they get brazen, you get bored.
Arrogant.
So most likely he would have gotten caught sooner or later, or somehow fucked up.
Right. Eventually, he's probably going to screw up. Yeah.
That's just what happens. I mean, there's a lot of the serial killers we don't know about, so there's people that get away with it. But, in general, I mean, and this movie does take place, I'm assuming like 2010 because the technology they have, it's not like a period piece or anything. So it's just, he would sooner or later. But I think everything was escalated because of the agent getting involved. He escalates the process and makes it worse because now things are happening because of him. And that's where I think it's a situation that it's a lot of his fault.
Totally. I mean,
I can't remember the end. Does anything happen to the agent?
He cries.
No. Well, he has this amazing moment where he hears Kunchul die. He hears his head get lopped off, bloop, in the guillotine. He hears his mom and dad and son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe son.
Yeah.
Mom and the son discover him. So there's 3 people that are traumatized, 3 innocents that are now just have to deal with that for the rest of their lives.
See,
Great.
I didn't think that was necessary.
It wasn't. None of this was. And that's the whole thing. He does this final act where he's like, hey, I'm going to not just ruin you, I'm going to ruin your family. And then as he's walking away in this like twilight, he just starts sobbing. And because now it's over, puts the headphones away. And guess what? Nothing's changed. His fiance is still dead. He is still down. This grief is still there. It's not going away. Everything he did was for naught. It was for nothing because he still has to deal with all the stuff he's done and who he's become.
In the cell he's going to, he can deal with it because now he's a wanted murderer too.
Yeah.
So, hey.
He is now. So the question then becomes like, well, what does he do next? Does he turn himself in? Does he keep doing this? Does he become a Batman vigilante and fights in the shadows? And what happens to him? The answer probably is he gets picked up and he goes to jail. And it's so sad. But at the end of the day, he still has to deal. The grief doesn't go away. You have to deal with it. You have to. And that's anybody who's dealt with grief.
You just relive the same 3 days over and over again. I mean, yes, I'm making a very particular comparison to a mask, and a moon crushing the earth, Majora's Mask. But it's accurate. I know. That's why I had to make it more obvious. But that game, it does. Well, that game really explains grief in a very good way. But that's something I think about too. Like he doesn't accept it. And since he didn't accept it, I mean, yes, he's fueled by rage and he's using that. But once the rage is gone, the grief is still there.
I don't know. Did he think it was magic was going to make him feel better?
People do, I think. If you're fueled by rage and that's your purpose for a while, you can put the grief away and not have to face it because you're facing the rage. But once you get to your target and you complete your task, you now have nothing to fill that void.
Yeah, and I also with the agent, I never really see rage even. I see someone who's disconnected. I see someone who is coping through this mission. He's consumed by his anger. He's consumed by his mission. This is more of a mission than a rage situation. He's on a mission to avenge what happened to him. And then once he has that moment where he has the rock in his hand and can just smash his head and be done with it, he decides, oh no, I still feel like crap. I'm going to now punish you for what you're making me feel like. Because at that moment when he has the rock in his hand and he's wrapped his head in plastic and he's breathing shallowly and he's got minutes to live. I'm talking about Kung Shu. He has this moment where he can say, it's over. I'm going to now get my vengeance. But he realizes I still feel like this. So I'm going to punish you for how I feel now, not how you made my fiance feel. And that doesn't end because he keeps stoking the fire instead of doing the harder thing, which is just deal and suffer and cry and lean on his family and mourn and let that awful process happen. Right. It's and that's what makes it so sad for me, because the other side of it is always there. Like the grief is always going to be there on the other side. No matter what he does, grief is going to be there. So all of this is all for nothing. It's all for naught. Everyone dead, everyone's face smashed in, and heads and limbs and lopped off. Everything is for nothing, because at the very end of the movie, he's just walking down the street sobbing because yeah, that's how it works. So sad.
But do you think he regrets his actions?
I think he does. I think in that moment, it all gets on top of him. He puts those headphones away, and the actor who does it is just exceptionally good. It's a crucial moments, the last moment of the movie, of course, but his crumbling, it all catches up to him. He realizes he absolutely realizes what he's done, and he's going to have a lot of time to think about it in behind bars, unfortunately. But unfortunately, who knows? Because he's now just as much of a danger as the person he killed. He's just as much of a danger. He's got to go. We have to protect society from him now, just like we have to protect society from Kyung Chul. That's the whole point of justice, is protecting people from evil, and that's the point of justice. But the justice becomes evil. Yeah.
No, not really, because he goes too far. But yeah, no, I mean that's what makes. I mean, this movie, I feel like after watching it and people talking about it, like this is an important film to look at for revenge. I mean, especially when you see how popular the revenge movies have gotten. So I think this is, because Taken's 2008, so Taken's the same year as this then. Or no, Taken's before this, never mind.
We just watched a revenge movie, didn't we? What was it called? The Amateur?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, okay. You are correct. And that's a movie where revenge works out for the character, which is not accurate.
Well, that was like what Ken said. It's revenge fantasy. It's what we all think would happen if we went on I put myself in this character's shoes, and I'm like, what would happen if my wife was murdered or something like this happened to me? My first instinct would be, I want revenge. I'm going to kill this person, and who cares what the consequences are? But hopefully I'd have people around me be like, hey, Bill, you're not that good at that, probably. You're not a trained NIA or whatever this is agent. It's not going to go well for you. It'd be more Blue Ruin, Ken. It would be Blue Ruin. That's probably what would end up happening. Really being not great at this. But anyway, it's a really... I can't
even imagine hunting down someone to try to kill them, like all that thought that has to go in that and execution of a mission like that.
He's also got the resources too. He's got the resources.
Yeah.
He's got the police department. He's got all the resources he needs to execute this, again, revenge fantasy. But in this movie, it's not a revenge fantasy. This is an actually revenge movie that shows the awful, awful consequences.
They are quite awful.
Mm-hmm.
Because things go to shit real fast.
I kind of like how it flips it. He's, like we've said, he's not the hero. And so, but usual revenge movies, the person is the hero trying to take down the bad guy.
Yes.
But he is not the hero, and I kind of appreciate the point of view from that.
I mean, one, this is not an American blockbuster type movie, so they can do things differently. I think we've had this conversation. We had a conversation before. I don't remember what movie, but like this isn't a movie trying to be this huge blockbuster. This is a movie trying to be what it wants to be with a small budget versus like. This cost $6 million.
Wow.
Let's see. For example, Taken.
In US?
I think so. I think it was US dollars. Like the movie Taken, for example. Let's say that cost $25 million to make. You know, so you look at stuff like that. John Wick, for example, another really famous revenge movie from 2014. That doesn't tell me how much it cost. Damn you! I'm trying to make a point here, internet. Yeah, I don't know how much that movie cost. It does not show me.
It was substantially more than $6 million.
Yeah,
like, and that's so that's what one thing I think also makes the movie special is that you have something where an artist has a vision, a company's like, yeah, we'll make a profit, so therefore we're good with doing this. Versus Hollywood is like, we got to make huge profits, or we can't do it. Like that dumb idea. Hell, I was watching some YouTube video where Universal No, who made Lord of the Rings?
New Line.
They said they made no money from Lord of the Rings. They said in a lawsuit, we made no money. Turns out when they settled, they made a lot of money. Weird how that goes. But had to do with their bonuses for Peter Jackson and other the actor. They're like, we have no money to give you bonuses. No money. We made nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just Hollywood in general. But that's one thing I thought was also like seeing a movie that you can tell is an artist's passion versus what can we do to make a lot of money is also nice.
Yeah, and these are different experiences, right? The other one, yes. Again, revenge fantasy versus revenge action thriller, I guess you could say. I don't really, again, horror, there's definitely horror elements in this. Yeah, they're just different types of movies. Again, there's nothing wrong, it's a lot of fun watching charismatic actors beat the bad guy. Like it's fun. There's a lot of fun to be had in those movies. This is not fun because this is not a revenge fantasy. This is an actual revenge movie. Just like Blue Ruin is not fun at all.
Now I'm almost tempted to watch that.
It's so good. I want to see. I might actually watch that tonight. I might just watch that tonight because I saw that in theaters. It was so good.
I don't recognize any of the actors in it. I'm just going through it.
Okay,
anyway,
Ken, your turn. You're very quiet.
I just Look, it has been a long time since everybody got so engaged in a movie that I'm just sitting here listening happily.
He's got his popcorn out. He's like the Michael Jackson meme right
Yeah.
now.
Like, I'm glad that you all got so many different things from this movie. And like, this is what I've been wanting to bring to the podcast. This is the kind of talk that I love.
Yeah,
I love that you guys are like taking this apart and looking at it from different ways. And I just don't want to interrupt the process.
I appreciate that, man. You're dismembering this movie just by bit by bit. The dumb.
Oh, that brings up another question. When in the opening of this movie, when he's dismembering her, I thought he was doing it for a reason. But he
cannibal friend.
And that's fair too. I thought that too. But then I was pretty sure that, like, when I found out it wasn't actually their house, it's like, okay, they're just eating the people they murdered. I like how the girlfriend is just eating like ramen or something. She's like, I ain't eating that shit. I ain't eating fucking people. You monster.
Yeah, I know. The girlfriend's just like, look, I'll support you in your craziness, but I'm not eating.
Okay.
I had a moment. And luckily, there was nobody in the house this morning when I watched it, which is why I picked this morning to do it. They were all fishing and having a good time, and I was at home. I had like other work to do and such. So like, this is perfect. I'm going to sit down and watch this and get this done. And so there's no one else in. And when I saw the shot of the guy eating, the flesh, I went out loud. I said, "What are you eating? Why is he eating?" And I'm like, "He's not. This is not. No, is it? Yeah. All right. Here we go. This is what we're doing now." But again, and that GPS tracker that he swallows, eventually he's gonna pass that. Like, that's not the most foolproof plan. And again, of course, he forces himself to, like, rooting through his own feces, which is nice and gross.
I don't understand why he didn't just leave it there and had to put it in the dead guy's mouth.
Because then
you can track. Because then the agent is tracking the wrong person now.
Yeah,
but even if you left it in the shitter,
even if you left it in the shitter, then it wouldn't move, and then Soo-Hyun would know.
It also didn't move in the dead guy's mouth because he's dead.
Well, it's because he forced it down the throat, and then that's when they move him. That's why all the other cops are like, I can't believe we have to save these people, and et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, no. This is not the right person.
The tracker was just not. That's not what you. I mean, there's other ways to put trackers. I mean, one way, if you want a tracker not to be pulled out of someone, you shove it underneath their skin and they don't know about it, or you implant it in their head.
Yeah, but there was nothing about him that was like surgeon.
Yeah, and plus the signal quality out of that thing is fantastic. I mean,
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, damn,
amazing, dang.
What do you do? Take a cell phone and shove it down his mouth? Like, that's what it felt like.
Better.
Man,
that was
good.
Great. Like, there was no stomach gurgles. That thing was just lodged perfectly in the throat, right by the larynx, just vibrating away. It's fantastic.
Cell phone track is just fine. Oh, funny thing, since this came up. So a couple days ago, I was talking to my mother, and she's like, "Why is it giving me ads for gutters? I didn't search it." I'm like, "The phone heard you." That's not how phones work. I'm like, Sure it isn't. Okay. She didn't believe me. I'm like, "No, it heard you." She's like, "That's against the law." I'm like, no, it's not. It heard you just fine.
It's interesting.
But it heard you.
Yeah, not to get off the beaten path, but I have a friend who's a patent attorney for the U.S. government, and she tells me every time I see her, she always tells me about the latest and greatest tracking technologies that is available. Where they're going to be able to, with AI and everything else, start marketing to your emotions and to your memories. It's already exists. This stuff exists, by the way, where you'll see an ad and it'll sound like the world will know you went on a vacation to Hawaii, or they'll know the sound of your dad's voice. So it'll sound like your dad. So an ad will sound like a family member to make you. Oh no, that stuff already exists. That's out there. It's not really in use. And the reason it's not in use is because we're not that complicated. No one needs to do that. We are willingly giving away every bit of information every single day. And we're not that complicated. The only reason companies haven't adopted it yet is because they don't have to, because they're doing just fine with the information that we surrender every single day. But that's technology is out there, is already out there, where ads will go through your Facebook and they'll see you went on a vacation when you were a kid. So an advertisement for soap products will be in the same color palette as you saw when you were like 5, and it's going to trigger something in your brain to buy that soap. No, that's all this stuff's there. It's all exists. It's there. But again, no one's adopting it because they don't have to, because
I'm not.
We are not that complicated as human beings. We are not.
I couldn't live off the grid. I'm not that kind of person.
The grid. So
No, I don't care. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, you can.
I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not.
they
a
already
freedom fighter
know
in that way.
The internet knows everything about me there is to know somewhere. I get ads. I'm like, yeah, you know. So I don't get ads from how to murder people, not like that. But I get ads on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, you know.
married, Facebook kept popping up stuff about babies. Like, you want to have a baby? Get the fuck out here.
No, it was just something funny that my mother did not believe me. I'm like, I don't think you understand how these things work. So that's the internet for you. Oh, another thing I want to talk about, the ending. The way that he murders him, like he actually, I feel like makes him feel fear for the first time, the serial killer, or at least something. Because like earlier in the movie, you find out that the serial killer hasn't talked to his family. He's abandoned his son. He doesn't talk to his parents. And then the agent sets up a thing where they go to his house where he's at. And he has the serial killer in a trap, like a saw trap, for example, with a guillotine about to cut off his head, and he's holding the door closed with his mouth. But if you open that door, the guillotine will be activated.
That was actually sad. That was a sad moment for me when they did that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Meant
Absolutely. It's again, these three people coming home. Hey, I think I hear my dad in there. What's going on? Open the door. They didn't ask for this. They're not seeing the devil. They just want to come home. And that's why the agent leaves this wake of destruction. The poor shopkeeper at the pharmacy. You know, like he was just there. Like he was just in the way. You know, there's a lot of sadness in this movie.
It is sad, but in the end, what's his name? Damn, Soo Hyun did exactly what he said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Kyung Chul's head was found by the family. Exactly what happened when they found the fiance's head in the river with the family.
Yeah. And
so
there was
So how did they, like, when they were looking for her, they knew it was her that they were looking for. How did they know that? They
found the ear in the bag.
And they did a test or?
Yeah, they have tests for that.
Ears, ears are very unique. No two ears are the same. It's kind of like fingerprints. So an ear,
they are
an ear. Oh yeah, ear. No two ears are the same. So, yeah, so an ear.
Because I'm amazed. Just the Mike that watches a lot of serial killer stuff and lots of documentaries and knows a decent amount of stuff, did not know that each person's ear is a little bit different.
Yep, ears are almost as good as fingerprints. Yeah,
they track them. They have tracking software for ears.
Like what his wife's, what his daughter's ear looks like. They're gonna be like, "Yep, that's her ear. We gotta."
Well, there's only so many missing people. So you run it through the system. She is the daughter of a police chief, so it's very possible that her face was scanned and that information is on a database somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
he should have done his research better.
I can look up all your ears right now if I wanted to. I probably sure as heck to some weird dark web database. I'm gonna go on like earlobe. I don't know. I don't know what the dark wave is.
I mean, I know. Everything's scanned. Everything is tracked. I'm not surprised.
Mine are easy to find. You just have to subscribe to my OnlyFans. All ears, all the time.
Cool. Great. Fantastic.
Not really. I don't have
any. I know. I'm sure.
But that was funny. I did not realize that. So, okay, cool. Thank you. I was wondering. I figured there were 2 times in the movie I felt like I was missing a scene. That was one. And then the other one when he talks to the kid and all of a sudden he ends up at the serial killer's house. I didn't realize that the kid gives him the address or says something, or he knew where his dad lived.
I knew he gave it to him. I didn't hear or see him do it, but
no, he kind of turns around and he doesn't actually. You don't see him but he turns around and you have to make that logical leap. Oh, he gave.
I did not
give the agent the address. So
YouTube helped me out there. I mean, that's what I do with a lot of movies, like stuff like this. I have to watch YouTube afterwards, and then it helps me realize what I watch sometimes, and I'm fine with that. I do it with video games too all the time. It's just
that's fair.
Part of the way that I consume media.
I thought about this movie for about an hour after that. All I did this morning was think about this movie after watching it. So satisfied. I'm like, oh, this is great. So glad when I get to when a movie makes me really consider and think about things and weigh morality. Like, I don't know. That's kind of why I come to movies sometimes. Like I love when art makes you think. It's great. It's beautiful.
Movie, I need a palate cleanser.
I like having fun.
Me too. Yes. Oh, totally. Yeah, I like having fun. I'll watch Commando and have a great old time watching people get mowed down. But boy, oh boy, and a movie really surprises me and I don't expect it. And I walk away thinking about it. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm going to talk about this today. Because I would have, if I wasn't doing this, I probably would have messaged Ken on the side, be like, Ken, I just watched this movie, dude. I need to talk about this like now. And I don't have many people in my life that I can just run to and be like, maybe my brother. My brother is probably the only other person. You may have seen this before. Yeah, my brother seen this. Anyway, because he's a big horror guy. He loves horror. So, and this is not quite horror, but
I didn't know about it.
This was really big with horror people, though. Like a lot of horror fans
let me text him.
Watch this movie.
Yeah, I'm curious if you've seen it. Yeah,
I swear
he's more of an aficionado than I am.
Classified as a horror film somewhere. Now I can't find it.
It is. It is.
Okay.
It 100% is. Like I said at the beginning, it's just because Wikipedia says it's an action thriller doesn't mean that. You know,
I wouldn't see it as an action thriller.
Thriller, yeah.
I would. I absolutely would. There are absolutely some critics that saw this more as a horror movie as well, and I don't think anybody who says it's horror is wrong because this operates very similarly to Seven.
I was gonna say
that.
I was gonna say that.
Yep.
And if you're going to say that Seven's a horror movie, which a lot of people do,
I do.
You have to accept that this is a horror movie.
No,
because both of the movies deal with the absolute horrific nature of man.
Yeah,
and
it's. I would say horror elements again, and I would say horror elements again. Like Seven, I think has horror elements in it for sure. Yeah. But again, I like Seven. I think this is more than its genre. I think this is a kind of a really interesting experience. So yeah.
It tumbles, flip flops. It's Simone Biles over all genre lines.
It really does. It really does.
Like it is, and that is absolutely what I love about it. It cannot be easily classified because you can easily get in a fight about what genre you think this movie is.
Yeah,
like
I've surrendered myself to genre. I'm not like
I'm not a genre whore. You think what it want. I think what I want. Everybody's gonna take something from a different movie. And
what kind of horror are you, Ken?
Several. But like, I'm not denying it though. Either am I. Like, there's just so much happening in this movie that to narrow it to one genre, you just can't do it. It's not fair to the movie.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I think if you get hung up in the genre conversation, you may lose sight of it, because if you go into this thinking, oh, I'm looking for a horror movie or I'm looking forward to a revenge movie, you may miss some things and end up being disappointed when you can just accept it as it is, as a thing, as a moving picture.
A talkie.
All right, you guys, anything else to say? Or should we go to Shelf Stacker Box?
I did have one more thing to say,
Please.
Actually. One of Friedrich Nietzsche's favorite or most famous quotes is as such: whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you. That is this movie.
Yep.
Period.
Oof. Indeed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It is this. Yes. Exactly. It's something else. And yeah, you nailed it. That's a great. I have nothing else to say. That's an excellent quote.
I didn't even nail it. It was Nietzsche. Like
good old Nietzsche.
Favorite existentialist.
Yep. Good old Nietzsche. Nice. Is it Nietzsche or Nietzsche?
Nietzsche in the language. Nietzsche. If you talk to anybody, it doesn't really matter. We all know what we're talking about.
Language is fluid.
You're talking about.
Yeah, we know.
I proved that.
Smart guy.
That dude. But yeah, like this, it's a hell of a movie. I'm really glad you all. I don't even care if you liked it. What I care about is that all of you seem to appreciate it, and that makes me happy.
Indeed, one of the better things I've seen in a while. Honestly, one of the better things I've seen.
Hoping Martyrs would have done that, but whatever.
I'm gonna now see. Now I'm gonna watch Martyrs, and we'll have to because I really want to hear this conversation. I am gonna see. I think I'm gonna see. Even though Mike is telling me no, don't. It's a different thing though. This is a different thing than this. I think, right? This is not.
A weird one.
Yeah,
it's very different.
It's very different.
It's a tough watch.
And this is a tough watch, but at least
for a different reason.
Yeah. For different reasons.
This I didn't struggle with too much. I mean, I had to look away a few times, but there was I wasn't checking the time constantly or anything like that. Martyrs, I was counting down the fucking minutes that movie ended, so that's a whole different experience. This one, I was like, still got half an hour to go. Damn. Like, there was a bit of that because I was surprised. This movie gets to certain points. I'm like, it's almost over. No, it's still got. I'm like, wow.
This one hit me like Parasite hit me in length, where I kept going to like, what else is going to happen? Because I have another hour of this movie. What else is going to happen? And then something else awesome happens. And you're like, what else is going to happen? What else is going to happen?
I wondered if anybody was going to bring up Sight during.
Yeah, it had a very similar vibe to me as far as just like waiting for the next thing to happen because of time. Parasite's so good.
Yes, it is. Now, have you ever seen Memories of Murder?
I have not seen Memories of Murder.
Never heard of it.
Okay. Memories of Murder is same writer director Bong Joon-ho as Parasite. It is it's a hell of a movie. And not entirely dissimilar from this, but not exactly close to the same either.
Seen most of his movies. Memories of Murder?
Yep.
I assume you mean the Korean one, not the American television film.
That is correct.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I've never seen this. I have not seen this.
Yes.
You want to see another heartbreaker from Bong Joon-ho? Mother is awesome. And
Mother is
so sad. So sad.
You know what? I feel like I can go out on a limb and say if it's by Bong Joon-ho, it's good.
I did watch most of Mickey 617, but I was also impatient when we didn't have, because it was lights out and I missed the last 20 minutes of it. So I still need to watch the rest of Mickey 17. It was fine.
Watch that.
This is okay. Did you watch it?
No, I was supposed to in theaters and I didn't go. Mickey 13.
That's
17.
With Robert Pattinson. It was out. We were in Milwaukee earlier. I know, and then we didn't get there. We were busy.
You went to a movie with your parents. I didn't get to go.
You were busy at a horror convention having fun. I was stuck with my parents. So, hey, let's not... And they couldn't even understand the movie. I saw Black Bag. Really good film, actually. But they couldn't hear anything. So, because they're both deaf. And that movie's a very talky movie.
Yeah,
it's
I
good.
To see that too.
If it ever whenever it comes on streaming, if it's on like Netflix or something that you...
It is. It's on, I think, Peacock.
It's on Peacock, yes.
Doesn't that have my Bridgerton guy in it? My hot Bridgerton.
Yes, the black guy. I forgot his name, but yes.
He's so hot.
Yes, he is on that.
Are you talking about Reggie John Page, star of Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Like he was in Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Oh,
yes.
I do remember that, actually.
Great fucking movie. Anyway.
That was a good movie.
No, I don't have anything left to say about it. I saw the done.
Okay. We'll go to Shelf Stacker Box, and I'll go first. I'm gonna put this in the stack. I won't watch it again most likely, but I didn't hate it, and the more we talked about it, the more I appreciate it. So it went from the box to the stack thanks to you guys talking. So going to the stack.
All right. It continues.
Stack. I'll do a stack as well, and I don't know originally if I thought I would put it in the box, but you guys convinced me not to.
All right. And Bill.
Shelf. I'm putting this on the shelf. I love this. And this is not, there are some things that I had to turn away from. There are some of the more sexual stuff. I was like, no, thank you. I don't need to see this. But as just a movie that I would actually watch again and to get more context out of, to be in the right headspace, I know I put this on the shelf. I really enjoyed this. And again, not enjoyed. That's not the right word. You don't enjoy this movie. I was really affected by it. No, I was really affected by it. It really made me think about, again, the nature of revenge and the nature of forgiveness and all sorts of stuff. I thought about this movie a lot after watching it. So any movie that lets me do that and surprises me in that way is shelf. So this is going on the shelf for me. And it's just a beautifully made movie. It's just from the craft of it. We didn't talk a ton about the craft of this. Oh, there's so much awesome filmmaking in this. Yeah, this is definitely shelf for me.
Mr. Ken.
I enjoyed this, but I enjoy things that affect me in ways that anything other than movies can't affect me in. You know, that I talk a lot about why I love movies, but movies like this are a prime reason that I do love movies. I like things that can make me feel, to think. And for that reason, obviously, it's going on the shelf. It's just, I don't like using the term perfect movie. I really don't. But this is up there. It's up there. Like if somebody says, hey, I want you to show me a genre bending movie that defies convention and is amazing, this is the movie that I would show them.
All right.
Yeah, I think, I definitely think that's fair. And this is, Yeah, this is up there. This is a prime example of violence and horror and suspense, and really, again, some extremely brutal things used to tell a story and to tell a character story. And that's why when I was reading reviews and people were comparing to like torture porn, I'm like, this is not that. Like, it's not. And it's really not. Hostel doesn't make me, also because Eli Roth's an idiot, as I've said many times on this podcast. But then I wouldn't compare the two. Like, there's no comparison between that and this. This is an artfully made movie that uses extreme violence and extreme gore, and not even extreme, just its extreme nature to tell the story of an extreme descent into evil. And I think everything in this is completely valid. I think it's all in service to a story and a character, and it's a great example of balancing those two things.
I guess we should go to anything. We go to plugs. I don't know.
Plugs away.
Talk or what?
I forgot where I was for a second. I got distracted. Bill, where can people find you at?
Gamer Looks at 40. It's go to the website. Stuff is there, and check it out if you like retro video games and people's stories about them. That's the place to go. So, a Gamer Looks at 40.
Hey, you are getting to update your website. I keep having you on the show. You get to update all your guest spots.
Yeah. Look at that. It's exactly.
He has a website, does he? I know you don't.
But I'm lazy and cheap.
Yeah. So you're too cheap.
Yes. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, over 850 other episodes of this podcast. If you don't want to hear our other episode where we talked about one of the director's movies, it'll be in the notes. Yes, words are not friendly right now.
All right.
So check out. You can hear that. If you want to support the show, do a Patreon, little dog. You vote in our Patreon poll, like how this movie happened, because people voted for it, and I don't know how I feel about that. But you can go do that too. Join our Patreon, little dollar. You get to enter into all the polls. We have 1 to 2 polls every month. Currently 1 because I'm busy. And if you donate $10, I promote your podcast, YouTube channel, whatever it is you want me to, for that everything I produce during that month, which is a lot, trust me. So great way to support your own show, get more viewers. You can see all our listeners that we get. If you want to be a part of the show, if you want to suggest things for the show that I will actually get to someday, join our Discord, lurk. I don't care. I'm happy to see the number go up. Join our Discord. We are. I chat in there all the time. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Hats Free. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They talk about MCU movies, MCU adjacent movies, and then they are starting some horror movies here soon for October. So check out that podcast too. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube audio only, and rate and review each podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
What is he eating? Stop eating that.
So